Hello and welcome to Your New Puppies podcast. I'm Debbie, and today I'm not going to give you any training tips. I really just wanted to jump on here at the end of 2020. This is the last week, and just check in, say hello, and I thought it'd be fun to do a little look back and then a look forward so you know what to expect from me in the new year. But first, I want to take a moment and take this opportunity to thank you, my listeners. And I know I do that a lot, but really this year, you've made all the difference for me. You've stuck with me all year. Maybe you found me this year. Maybe you got a quarantine puppy and you've binged all of the episodes. And it's really given me a place to come and reach out to you and help you. And with the feedback that I've gotten, all of you who have left reviews, even just reached out to me, say on Facebook or Instagram, or even emailed me just to let me know how much the podcast has helped you and how much it means to you and how it's made you feel like, yes, you can do this because yes, you can do this. You can raise your dog or raise your puppy. That means more than you can ever know, especially this year during 2020. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what your life looks like. This year was rough. Your life was interrupted. My life was interrupted. Some much more than others. It still affected each and every one of us. So I want to thank you for being a very bright spot for me in this past year. So now I thought it would be fun to look back at the most popular episodes of the year and give you a little sneak peek on what's to come in the new year. I even have something that you could sign up for now. I'll tell you about that in a second. Okay, so the 5 most popular episodes that I released in 2020. Most of these, not a surprise at all, especially the first one, episode 46, was all about puppy biting and why you might be struggling. For a little podcast focused on puppies, that is not surprising. And even the second most popular, episode 50, is the 3 most common leash training questions, where I went through the most common struggles that my clients have with leash training. And then the third one was a special episode I did, which I released between 50 and 51, was all about how to prevent separation anxiety during stay at home. With new puppies coming into our house, with a lot of us working from home, being at home, just being quarantined in our houses, our dogs loved it, but there was also the drawback of now they're so used to being with us, or maybe you got a puppy and they never experienced being without you. It was definitely a struggle for this year for some puppy owners. So that was the 3rd most popular podcast this year. Number 4 was the only surprise on this list. It was all about tips to introduce your dog and cat. Now, I know I do get this question a lot. I mean, in fact, that's most of my podcast episodes, that's where it comes from. If I answer the same question over and over for my clients, I do a podcast episode on it. But I was just surprised that it was like number 4, that many of you needed those tips, which great. I'm glad I did the episode, and yay for coexisting dogs and cats. And then the number 5, episode 51, how to get a stronger recall, because that is on every dog owner's wish list. So if you're new to the podcast, or maybe you missed one of those, you can go back and listen to them, knowing that they are the most commonly downloaded. I'll link to all of those in the show notes, of course. And for this episode, it's going to be playtimepause.com/2020. So there are no more podcasts for this year, but I will be starting right away in January with some more episodes for you, including one that's dedicated to kids and dogs and their relationship. I'm going to talk a lot more about socialization. And I also have one planned to talk about a day in the life. So what a typical day or schedule will look like for your dog or puppy and you. Now, something else that I have happening right away in January, in fact, you could sign up for it now, is I've brought back the Not So New Puppy Behavior Workshop. This is a virtual workshop, so it doesn't matter where you are. You can sign up for it. I tried to take into account all of the different time zones and schedules, but there's 4 different workshops that you can sign up for now. This is specifically for dogs between the ages of 5 and 18 months. So the not so new puppies. I tested this over the summer with a few small groups, and it got really great feedback. So that's why I brought it back for the new year. It's a limit of 10 people, and we meet on Zoom, and you're there with me to ask all of your questions. We don't work with the dogs directly during the sessions, but you do talk directly with me and ask your questions, and I give you advice and exercises and things to try with your dog, while also being able to listen in on others' questions. And in fact, the unexpected feedback that I got, which I thought was wonderful, was how everybody loved listening to everybody else's questions because it made them feel like they weren't alone. So each class is limited to 10 people, so it's a nice, intimate, very informal session. You get an hour a week for 4 weeks. So if you're still hunkered down at home with your dog and you're looking for some virtual training, if you just have a few questions, or if you just want to come and hang out with me and other dog owners, this can be a great opportunity. And you can find out all the information about that at playtimepaws.com/workshop. Now, if you have a puppy, or if you're preparing for a puppy under 5 months old, I do recommend my 4-week puppy course, because that's going to go all over all the basics and the priorities that you need for your brand new puppies under 5 months old. That's at playtimepaws.com/puppy. Now, I will continue to build my services for you, both virtual and in person, to make sure that I can help you and guide you through your journey and continue to help you be as successful as possible with your life with your dog. But that is all I have for you for now. Thank you again so much for listening. I hope your holidays were as good as they could be this year, and that the new year brings you more peace, more health, more happiness, and of course, more belly rubs. I'll be speaking with you soon. Bye for now.